This next story is absolutely wild, as pastors around the country are allegedly told to meet with U.S. government officials as there are about to be disclosures about aliens and UFOs. Yep, you heard this correctly, as Pastor Perry Stone on YouTube just released a message that a lot of people are saying is sounding the alarms on non-human life forms that are about to be disclosed to the general public. What in the world is actually going on here? As of course, a lot of people are saying this could lead towards a predictive type of programming that David Icke is warning about. As of course, he responded to this. He's been saying this stuff for quite a long time. A lot of people laughed at him. A lot of people called him crazy. But with everything that's happening right now, especially with this weird Steven Spielberg movie, I think it's pretty clear we're closer to a lot of absurdity than we once realized. We're going to get into that and a lot more all here on this independent media broadcast. If you appreciate that, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. Now, Tim Pool just came out and said, it's happening. Trump drops hint of what's coming in a new batch of UFO files set to be released. Now, a lot of this has been kind of brewing for a very long time, especially with the UAPs that have been flying during the last presidential election cycle that Donald Trump said he was going to tell the general public about what they really were. And they lied. I was like, hey, everyone was in their Trump fervor, and I was like, hey, he didn't tell us the truth. He said it was the FAA. The FAA was telling us they didn't know what was going on. I'm like, we don't know what's really going on here. And then slowly and surely, within the last few years and months leading up to this moment, there's been kind of soft disclosures by J.D. Vance, by members of Congress, former members of Congress. Matt Gaetz talked about a human-alien hybrid breeding program. Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Donald Trump coming out again saying, yeah, we're going to release some stuff. President Donald Trump says the Pentagon is preparing to release some very interesting UFO files uncovered by his administration, generating a mix of buzz and skepticism as he hints at new revelations around questions of alien life. As of course, this will make a lot of people question probably their religion as well. And it's probably why pastors are allegedly told to warn their flock of this latest disclosure, as we have this televangelist coming out and warning of this that this is already in the play, that this is already happening, as we have articles like this saying government allegedly tells pastors to prepare followers for UFO files. Now, again, I haven't independently confirmed this. This is just from this one pastor. This is the clip that's going viral around now. Let's listen to it, and then we'll get into David Icke's kind of assessment on this and a lot more here, which he says is probably working us closer towards a psyop.
I had a friend that sent me a text message. I was in a meeting, a weekend meeting, preaching Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. And he said, Perry, can you give me a call? I have some information that has come to my attention. Of course, when a friend of yours does that you know quite well, you have no idea what information they're talking about. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but there were a large number of pastors that had been invited to go to a certain state to hear some.
What state? Why are you being so vague? I want details here. As of course, probably a lot of these pastors were told to sign non-disclosure agreements. They were probably told in a secure type of environment. And this is why probably he's being secretive, or he's just making it up for ish and giggles. Who knows now? It's the internet.
Men in the United States government and others share with them a concern that they had. And this particular man, and I'll not name him, and then we may end up doing some teachings with him or having an event at his church. He has a great church. But he said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what you're about to hear.
Now, if there's other forms of life, right, this, of course, will make people question religion. Now, there's Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna literally talking about the Book of Enoch. Joe Rogan's talking about the Book of Enoch. It's the kind of book about angels and demons, as this is all hinting towards some kind of larger spiritual disclosure here that I think is worth pontificating on and thinking about here. Because if we live in a realm with angels and demons, I think there's a bigger spiritual kind of component to a lot of this that some people want to underplay. But if there's real life demons out there, that's probably going to shock a lot of people. A lot of other people are saying, well, I got a lot of other things going on. The government's telling me this. I don't believe it. That's probably going to be the larger reaction here from all of this. But perfect distraction from a lot of the messes also going on here. Before going into the more of the theoretical of what's really going on here and playing the rest of this clip, just really quickly and shortly, we wanted to tell you about WeAreChange.shop. Our number one selling supplement is our creatine. Why? Because it's from Germany. It's from Korea Pure. We make sure it's not on back order. We have it. We just have to pick it up. Get it right now. You'll get it soon. Creatine is awesome. It is incredible. You want to make sure you're not getting the ones from Germany. If your company's not telling you where they're getting their creatine from, they're probably cheaper. And they're probably from China, and there are probably a lot of impurities there that have a negative effect on you. And that's what some people have been finding. A lot of the gummies are scams. Be careful what you put into your own body. Our reputation is on the line with our products, and that's why we made sure we have the best creatine in the game. 2 months supply, $53, and you get a big bucket of it that we have available here for you on WeAreChange.shop. I use this stuff. I like this stuff. I've been trying to go to the gym more consistently, and it's not just about muscles. Women also benefit greatly from creatine, as we have Chance Chambers saying creatine is not a steroid. It's one of the supplements everyone should be taking. You, your mom, dad, siblings, and especially your grandparents. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll tell you why, how it works. You make sure to dissolve it correctly in warm room temperature water. Make sure you shake it up well so your body could take it in. Make sure you take a lot of water, as of course it helps people with their workout performance, athletic performance, muscle recovery. There's also some studies highlighting there's reduced risk of Alzheimer's, cognitive function. It helps me out a lot, especially when it comes to memory, performance, especially in older adults. Prevents age-related decline of muscles and bones. It helps mental health. As, of course, I like this stuff a lot. Dr. Rhonda Patrick is super bullish on it. I love it. WeAreChange.shop. We made sure it was a battle to try to secure this stuff. We got it. And get it right now at WeAreChange.shop. Now, let's go back to this video here, because there's a lot of important stuff here that I think is worth talking about.
Being released. And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures and other things that almost sound like something out of a sci-fi movie or an Orson Welles book.
Reptilians, you say? Of course, that brings me to David Icke immediately, because David Icke has been talking about the reptilians. He's been laughed at for talking about the reptilians for a long time. Now, granted, he says the royal family are part of the reptilian bloodline. Wouldn't surprise me at this point. They're pretty cold-blooded. As, of course, I watched the full video. I think this guy also had some very interesting things to say about the Steven Spielberg movie. We're going to play his kind of reaction to it here in a little bit, but I think David Icke's reaction is most important here. As he says, quote, his preacher claims a group of U.S. pastors have been warned to prepare their people for the release of files about non-human craft and reptilian creatures. I have been exposing these themes and details in my books for over 30 years amid massive ridicule. And that's true. Like, David Icke has been laughed at. He's been Everyone says he's ridiculous. I remember like going to his like 12-hour lecture speeches, and they were fascinating. And my thesis was always, listen, a lot of people have their different types of beliefs and attitudes towards life. He has his understanding of it. He lays out his case and argument. And when you listen to that 12-hour speech and argument, you're like, he makes a very compelling case. I don't always agree with him, but his speeches are fascinating. And it's always interesting to hear his assessments. It's interesting to hear this type of alternative theories out there that he's been laying out for a long time that looks like it is kind of crescendoing to this large disclosure moment. As he goes on and says, but we need to be very careful about how such information is communicated and the context in which it is delivered. If it is conceptualized as proof that religious stories are true, we should realize that the interdimensional forces behind human control, which in part takes a reptilian form, have been behind the creation of religion as a means of perpetual imprisonment and divide and rule. The same with royalty and politics. I have also talked to many military and former military personnel over the decades that have directly interacted with reptilians and other non-human entities. I literally talked to one person in the State Department that was telling them the State Department wanted to invite them to dinner with aliens. So allegedly now there's multiple forms of aliens. Quote, like the Greys in the DUMBs, or deep underground military bases. Not only has the military cult inner circle of government known about these entities since way back, they have been working with them and doing their bidding. Now, this is what Tucker Carlson has said when I was on the stage with him at TPUSA a couple years ago with Charlie Kirk. Tim Pool was there. This was for the Timcast IRL show. Great show. Go watch it, because I made it a point. Being like, wait. This was during the election year. We have to talk about aliens. We have to talk about, and then we got into it on stage. Go watch that podcast. Amazing podcast. With Charlie adding his kind of commentary to it too. He goes on. So it's a mystery. What is happening spin would be pure BS. We will have to see what is said and how it is spun. But the knowledge that authority has been lying to the people for at least millennia as human measures time, and why would they suddenly tell the unspun truth? ? That's the aspect of it that I'm questioning. As my assessment on it, and I've been saying, look, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. Disclosure is going to happen. I predicted it's going to happen in 2026. I've been telling people it's going to happen in 2026. This will be the year of disclosure. But why? And I said, let's see what happens. Problem, reaction, solution. Who benefits off of it? What's the long-term type of reaction? What's going to be the reason why now, out of all the times, we're being told, hey, aliens exist. Once we see the results of that, then we could come to a conclusive kind of understanding. Like, okay, now I see the full picture. We don't see the full picture yet. We just see on the horizon massive amount of like, what the hell's going on? Shock and awe type of information. Now, is that part of a misinformation war? Is that part of a psyop? Time will tell. Because like governments aren't usually honest just for the pure sake of honesty. They're not. Quote, if they want us to know anything, it's because it suits them and their agenda of human manipulation and control. We should see whatever they say in that context. Exactly. Now, this pastor's probably telling the truth here, right? Especially with Trump always kind of hinting, always kind of talking about this. And he's been going on and talking about this for quite a long time, as David Icke now says. And he responds to the former U.S. Deputy Secretary of Commerce, stating that Earth is under surveillance of a, quote, higher extraterrestrial intelligence. David Icke responds, non-human intelligence does not only have the Earth under surveillance, it created our entire simulated reality that we are told to believe is real. The intelligence is not extraterrestrial in the sense of physical entities from other physical planets. It is interdimensional in that it can move in and out of frequency reality, which is not physical, but holographic. And this is kind of my similar explanation of the multiple dimension fields, energetic fields, that we're privy to, that other entities are privy to in other energetic kind of realms that I mentioned, just like radio frequencies. We're tuned into one frequency, but there's other frequencies that other things coexist on, which kind of correlates with a lot of the kind of UAP activity, especially around nuclear weapons. that has also been a major phenomenon that has been happening for quite a long time, ever since the 1940s, ever since the development and the use of the nuclear bomb. As other entities are probably like, hey, you're causing disruptions in our in our frequency, stop it. Your frequency is going to blow up all the other frequencies, stop it. As a lot of people say, that's probably what's going on here. Quote, what I have been writing for decades is now becoming more acceptable after all the laughter, but they still won't be telling you the truth, only part that suits them. Now, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, again, talks about interdimensional beings, non-human origin creations, as Congressman Tim Burchett has been talking about it. And these have been like very good members of Congress. They've been fighting for a lot of good causes. I don't agree with them fully, but sometimes they really do incredible, amazing work, especially when it comes to fighting the mass surveillance system. As we just got a new trailer, a new teaser trailer for the Steven Spielberg film Disclosure Day that a lot of people, including this pastor, are saying is being deliberately released as a way to do a soft disclosure. David Icke has called this movie predictive programming. Here's the latest teaser for this movie that a lot of people believe is based on the reality of the current situation that all of us are going to be going through. See? Yeah. 79 year. When does that date back to? Oh, the nuclear bomb. So already sprinkling in. Yeah. As this pastor came out and then described how this movie has some basis of reality to it towards what's coming.
What are these things that are appearing? Steven Spielberg is about to do a movie, and he's basing it on some of what I've been told, the information that he's come across, that he's had research presented to him. So it's like a sci-fi movie, but it's not a sci-fi movie. Now, I want to say this. I want you to listen to me very carefully what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is going to be a little bit controversial, but my son wants him and I. Now, my son's way out there. I'm letting you know up front. He's got some theories, and it's like, Jonathan, where did you come up with that? And he's a researcher. He's wide open on a lot of things that most people would not even be aware of, or some people wouldn't be interested in, but others are definitely interested in. Okay, first of all, we read this in the Bible. By faith, we understand that the worlds were created and framed by the Word of God. Now, the worlds there would be the planets, the earth, and remember this, that...
What if aliens did it, as David Icke says it? Now, a lot of people are saying Roswell disclosure is coming soon, alien disclosure coming soon. A lot of people are saying that this is just a big old type of distraction here. Trump's comments on all of this have been pretty wild.
There are millions and millions of people that want to go there, that want to see it. I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So you're saying you may declassify?
Oh.
You'll take it?
Well, I'll have to think about that one, right? I'll have to think.
Now, that would definitely cement Trump's type of presidency, his legacy. He cares about his legacy a lot. He would be the president that just changed the world by disclosing these aliens. What are going to be the consequences of these aliens? As some people are saying, there's no such thing as disclosure. It will never happen, like Bob Lazar here, who is saying, yeah, we're not going to get the truth here. I'm skeptical of any government doing anything, but there is a chance that Trump, if this isn't an AI fake video, I question everything now. I'm like taking a step back from everything. Every time I see something, I'm like, do I believe it? I don't know. My first instinct, skepticism. I'm going to be skeptical. I think that's our kind of best way to approach a lot of this type of madness, insanity that all of us are being kind of plunged into. What do you think is going to be happening next? Let us know down in the comment section below. And what will be the impact of that? Let's start that conversation. I love you guys. Thank you so much for checking out We Are Change.shop and getting the best creatine in the game Don't go for imitations. Don't go for fake stuff. Don't go for stuff from China. Check out the stuff from Germany, which is really worth having. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechanging.